When most guys think about getting into shape, they tend to focus on what I call the male gaze muscles. You know, the big arms, the bulky look, and yeah, those things can be great. But when it comes to what women actually notice, the focus is totally different. Women tend to appreciate a more well-balanced and proportional lean physique. It's less about having the biggest arms in the room, the biggest chest in the room, the biggest, physique in the room. And in the woman gaze, it is more about having a strong, athletic and lean look that shows you take care of yourself. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I've made plenty of banger videos on what is the most attractive muscle in the eyes of a female. The most popular one I think is at 400,000 views. So yeah, I've done a whole series. I've probably done like 7 videos on this question. But today we are going to dig deeper, as well as showing you guys what are the 5 main most attractive muscles in the eyes of the female. I am also going to break down how to build each muscle, because depending on the muscle, the mechanism, the technique, the form, the exercises are all going to be different. So without further ado, hit that like button, sub to the channel, and let's get into the video. So first up, and in my opinion, it is the most important muscle group, full stop. Male gaze, female gaze, aesthetic, anything, bro. Like, you need to have this one down. Look at my physique right now. You're not even seeing the whole physique. What is the most prominent feature? My shoulders. Shoulders are so important for that V-taper, for the aesthetic, and it's a muscle that girls really like. Out of most of the muscle group questions we've done, most girls have actually voted shoulders, and a lot of the videos, shoulders tend to win the most. And it's quite simple why. Even when you're wearing a t-shirt, a jumper, a jacket, the broader your shoulders are, the wider your physique will appear. And to females, that is really attractive. You're gonna look a bit intimidating, you're gonna look more masculine, you're gonna look more dominant. So you need to focus on the shoulders. And the interesting thing with shoulders is that, going back to the V-taper, it can actually make your waist look smaller. So a lot of the time I get told, oh bro, you have such a small waist, your waist is so tiny. And it's sort of an illusion in regards to, because my V-taper is on point, it makes my waist look smaller and it makes my physique look wider. So that's why shoulders are so essential. So to build your shoulders, there are 3 heads that you need to focus on. We have the front delt, which can be targeted by exercises like shoulder press and front raises. The side delts, which can be targeted through exercises like lateral raises, cable lateral raises, dumbbell lateral raises. And finally, the most neglected muscle, or one of the most neglected muscles, are the rear delts, which can be targeted by like the rear delt flyer. But you need to make sure that every single time you're hitting your shoulders, you hit each head. Like, you need to have one exercise to target all 3 heads, and that is how you grow your shoulders. Obviously there's way more I can go into, but I'm just going to give you guys a few exercises. If you want more on how to grow a V-taper, I can make that into another video. Number 2 is the back, and it goes back to the V-taper point. You see, I said back to back because the bigger your back is, the wider your back is, the better your V-taper is going to look. And again, we know females like a V-taper. It shows a strong, confident, powerful physique. So just from an attraction perspective now, growing your back, making sure you're focused on your lats are gonna make you look way more attractive. Even to the point where if I show you a picture right now of someone that hasn't worked on their lats, you can see their physique looks a lot more flatline. They don't look too wide. But once you start working on your back, you get that illusion of a smaller waist. It will make you look way more attractive to females. When you focus on building your back, your posture's gonna get better. Your strength is going to get better. Your whole upper body is going to look more pronounced. To build your back effectively, lat pull downs and pull ups, in my opinion, are a must have. That they need to be in your routine. Don't neglect your traps as well. I guess you can make the point that you can skip traps if you want to enhance that V-taper look. However, I just think it's good to hit your trap, so any sort of struggle will do. Next up, we got the chest, but in particular, the upper chest. This is something that I heavily neglected for a big portion of my gym journey. If I'm being super honest with you guys, I only started training my upper chest for the last 1.5 years, and before that I was doing the incline barbell for many years. However, if I'm just being honest, I don't think it's a great exercise to target the upper chest. I do think the dumbbell version is way more superior. A well-built upper chest can really enhance your physique because it adds depth and fullness to your torso. Over the last 1.5 years since I've been focusing on my upper chest, my shirts now fit better. I look better shirtless as well. And it's a subtle area to target, but it does make a big difference. So to build your upper chest effectively, it's quite simple. I would just say have some sort of incline movement in your chest routine. That can be the incline dumbbell or even a low to high cable fly, but just find a movement that works for you and stick to it. And now we're moving over to the arms, and now you can make the argument for both triceps and biceps being important in terms of attractiveness. However, I'm going to say that triceps are more important. They literally make up a bigger portion of our arm. So I do think that if you had to prioritize one, which you shouldn't, again, going back to the start of the video, we want a well-rounded balanced physique, so you should be focusing on every muscle, but we're talking about the most important ones. But yeah, back to the topic, triceps are extremely important. So you're less likely to see a guy with really big and strong triceps compared to a guy that has well-built biceps, and that's probably another reason why it stands out in the eyes of females. To build your triceps effectively, tricep push downs and overhead tricep extensions are some great exercises to include into your routine. Focus on full range of motion and really squeeze at the top of each movement to maximize muscle engagement. And finally, the fifth most attractive muscle tends to be the abs from a lot of girls. And the thing is, right, we've all been there when we was younger, typing in how to get abs fast, how to get abs in 60 days, 90 days, in a week, when in reality they're probably the most easiest muscle to develop. And the reason why girls like abs is quite simple. So the leaner you are, the more your abs are likely to be visible. So there's a correlation between having a lower body fat percentage and attractiveness when it comes to the face, you know, your body, and in particular, going back to the abs, again, like I said, the leaner you are, the more visible and dominant your abs will appear. So it's quite simple. Yes, you still need to work on building your abs through exercises like crunches, weighted variation of crunches, sit-ups, things like that, and especially compound movements. Compound movements indirectly target your abs, so you want to make sure you're squatting. You don't have to deadlift for aesthetics, but make sure you do squat and a bench. I feel like those are the two staples, two compounds that are always in my routine. And when you build a strong core, it will help you in every other exercise. So like, the stronger your core gets, it's going to help your squat, your bench, all of these other things. So I think it's really important that us guys focus on training our core, not just for the look, but also for that strength too. But look, at the end of the day, it's not just about getting as big as possible or focusing on one muscle group. It's about building a balanced aesthetic physique and worrying about your health. What's the point of having a well-built physique if on the inside you're not healthy? So you got to consider the other things too. And remember that attractiveness is not just based on how you look. It is a big part of initial attraction. However, the way you carry yourself, the confidence you display, the way you present yourself is going to be a bigger portion of how attractive you are in the eyes of a female. So always remember, whilst you're working on your physique, there's the male gaze, how guys are going to view your physique and what they think to be great. And there's going to be girls and what they perceive as attractive. I know I'd rather appeal to females, so I bear that in mind. But at the end of the day, I train for myself. I train for aesthetics, right? That's what I'm going for. And I think a big part of working out is finding out what works for you. What is your purpose? Why do you work out? Once you have your reason, go chase it. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments or opinions you want to make, please drop them down below, or feedback on the video. I will see you next Sunday. Make sure you hit that like button, sub to the channel, and join my self-improvement community. Link in the description. See you next Sunday.